half a day. Good morning, everybody. We're still waiting for just a few more to join. Okay, I think we can start. Thank you so much again for joining today's class. Happy Monday. Today we will learn a little bit more about building your brand from our great instructor, Nicole Dhanraj. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to you, Nicole. Enjoy the class, folks.
All right, good morning, everybody. Half a day and welcome to today's session. Hope you had a great weekend and ready to get your learning on. So for those of you who do not know me, as I've been working with Greg for the past several sessions and holding the pre-licensing class. And as a result of that, bringing, of course, years of experience in multiple industry as well as real estate. So being able to present this class for you. Now, the aspect of building your brand come from, I'm pulling a little bit of business strategy in conjunction with content marketing, in conjunction with, of course, real estate. So trying to tie it in all for you. So today's session is going to have a little bit of an interaction. We're going to have a couple quizzes, some polls. I will require you to open another browser. I'll give you some time to go to that link. So if you are, not as great with the tech, you can pull out your phone too. So if you're using your laptop or your iPad, perhaps you can also pull out your phone so that you're able to participate. If you're unable to get to the link, don't worry about it. It's just a matter of collecting information so that I can build off of that for the class. But don't be, too concerned. You can just sit back and enjoy. So let's get this started. So the first thing we're going to talk about with branding is, at the end of this session, I am going to give you some ideas of how you can build your brand, or if you currently have a brand, how you can strengthen that. And this is important because, in our industry, or just in any industry, it has become more consumer driven. So people want to make sure that, they're connecting with people who share their same values, who make them feel good, who appear that they're well educated and knowledgeable, they're an expert. And it doesn't matter if you have 3 months, 3 years, or 30 years in the industry. At some point, we need to consistently build our brand, strengthen it, and in some cases, maybe have to rebuild it based on your prior experience, and then, of course, where you want to go. And one of the things I'd like to emphasize is that the people who are part-time in the industry, and perhaps you have a second career, or this may be your third or fourth career, that you can have a separate brand for each career path that you have. I'll give you a perfect example. So myself, I do the real estate, teaching, investing. That's me, my persona. I am not an active agent. That's not the direction that I wanted to take with my license. But I also have a healthcare career. I have a writing career. I have a project management career. I have an HR career. So I maintain my brand. I have an overall brand, but I maintain my brand according to my audience in each of those sections. So I know sometimes people can struggle with that. So if you are one of those people who, you do real estate or you practice this on a part-time basis, don't be too worried, because you can actually focus yourself a little bit more for this particular brand and be quite successful at it. So let's get started here. We'll start with a game. I'd like for you to go to joinmyquiz.com. So just open any browser or go to your phone, joinmyquiz.com. And once you get there, you should be able to see that they're asking for a game code. And I'll type that in the chat right now. It is 670840. So take a minute. There we go. We got a couple of you in there, hopping in. And these are meant to just make sure that, you know, we have some liveliness in it. And especially this is your CE credits. We want to make sure you're on the back end of the computer, that you're not off looking at something else or doing something else, okay? So I have thus far about 16 of you. We're going to try to get at least 50 of you in there, half of the participants. There's 111 of us here today, folks. So let's make this as engaging as we can. Keep on coming. There we go. The code is 670840. It should be in your chat there. 670840. Vicky, I think I answered your question there. Awesome, we're coming in. Six, 70840. Awesome, we're getting close to our 50 mark here. Just a few more of you. There you go, it's popping like popcorn. All right, we got our target there. Let's see, I think. Awesome, 670840. Okay, Melanie, did you get it there? Let's see, Miss Vicky, are you in? All right, let's get started. We're right about our halfway point there. You can join in. If you can't join in again, don't worry. Just sit back and take it in. You'll have another play at the end, okay? Okay, we're getting some more. I'll wait to make it 60, 670840. Let's get started. This is just to test your knowledge about branding. What are your thoughts about it? Julie is staying ahead. Let's see, Lillian. Julie and Lillian, you're on fire. Mariah, you're coming up. Ooh, Julie, you lost your spot. Dominique is right behind you, Mariah. Oh, Dominique came up top. Wow, let's see. Randy, come on, you're in number 6 position. Keep going up. Lance, there you go. Whoa, let's see. Gina, come on, you can jump on top. There you go. Romy, you're on fire. Let's see if you can jump up ahead. Maria San Nicholas, keep on going. All right, let's see what we have here. Galika? We're almost done. 10 out of 10. Let's see. Look at all these leaderboards here. Come on, Rosemary. Almost there. Alice, don't worry too much about it. You're hanging in there. There you go. Keep on coming. The popcorn is almost done. Let's wrap it up. Doggy mommy, come on, you can beat Bobby. Let's go on top. You're almost there. Awesome. Couple more. There you go. All right. Wow, look at that. Okay, excellent. I'm going to end it there. You should be seeing your... Okay, here, I'll give you 30 seconds. We're still hearing the popcorn going. Come on, Alice. You're almost there, halfway there. Give me 2 more, Alice. Deanna, what do you think? 2 more? Randy, you got 1 more. There you go, Vanjie. Vicky, 1 more. Zell? There you go, Alice. Awesome. Thank you all. Very good. We're going to end it right there. So that was your introduction to, oops. Let's see, we have Viv. Wow. I think we're done here. You guys can come and teach this class right now. This is awesome. Thanks for that participation. So essentially, let me stop that. Essentially, what we're looking at is your understanding of branding. A lot of times people, you know, they think that they know their brand, they think that they understand what it takes, but then the execution, they get stuck. So you see, you know the theory part of it. So now we're going to make sure that by the end of this session, that you're able to go out there and execute and make sure that you're sustaining yourselves for your specific brand. So let's start kind of pausing for a sec, and I want you to put your thinking caps on. Now, when you think about buying a product, what do you look for? You know, do you just go out there and buy anything and then you know what you get, you get? You have no expectations of quality. You know, perhaps you may have to return this, or perhaps it's going to break, or perhaps the service is just going to suck. So, you know, you just accept that. But when we look at real estate and that whole transaction experience, does that happen? No, not as, especially in today's industry, people are becoming more and more picky, and they know that they have a choice. So you have to really go the extra mile to make sure that you stand out. And it's not so much about beating the competition, as I will show you in a second, but it's about how do you stand out and make yourself unique. So let's look at this. We have the Tesla, we have the VW Beetle. When you see these cars, what do you think about? If you can put that into the question and answer, or maybe, you know, just keep it in your mind. What are you thinking about when you see these cars? Well, you know, for me, when I look at it, immediately what comes to mind is the sleekness of the Tesla, the beauty. It's just a beautiful car, the innovation, the creativity, the mindset. Oh my goodness, what went into this creation, the performance. You know, if you look at the video 0 to 60, especially with the newer models in 2.3 seconds. So all those things are, you know, it makes your eyes widen and think, wow, what was that? And, you know, or look at that beauty, or just be in complete awe and mesmerization with it. So you look at the Volkswagen and you also think, what a beauty, how iconic, you know, what a solid car. So this is some of the things that is going through your mind as you see anything, and that is the same with people. We all have our trademark, how, you know, as soon as you show up, what are the impressions that you're giving people? When you leave, like that 0 to 60 feeling, you know, how are you making people feel? So that goes along, not with just how you're making people feel, but how do they rationalize choosing you? Why would you reach for a bottle of Evian, or why would you reach for a Mac? Why would you reach for a PC? Why would you reach for a specific broker or a specific agent? So how we rationalize this is multidimensional. It's not just about one aspect or the other of our brand, but it lies, we can talk, you know, a good week on this subject, a good several hours on it, because there are so many things that goes into our choice of a product. With Evian, it's the purity, it's the sophistication of their ads, it's the way that the bottle is designed, it's the easy name. And similarly with the Mac, It makes your life easier. If you're a Mac user, you can have, between a Mac and a PC user, you can have some significant wars there in trying to really rationalize why do you choose one product over the other. Now, with us as agents or as brokers, it probably doesn't go that far. Maybe, if you have people battling over you, that's even better. But, usually when you have, when somebody is trying to rationalize, they will say, I chose Kim because, I chose Gar because, I chose Century 21 because. There's always some type of emotional connection with it as well. So it is from our appearance, from our performance, for the reputation. So you can see how multidimensional branding is. And this happens unconsciously, and it is not just in the name Evian and Mac. It's not just in Nicole's name, it is way beyond that. So when you are looking, especially online these days, you get 2 seconds to take in everything that this person or product is offering and then making a decision. So we have been here roughly about 10 minutes, and already you've probably sized me up, whether you like me or not, whether you're connecting with me, whether I am intriguing you, you want to listen more, whether you're leaning in and say, let me see what she has to say, or whether you've picked up your phone and think, okay, no, I just can't connect with this person. So in that space, you've had some more time to really measure me and align yourself with how you feel towards me. So you have to do this in an online format, you have to do this over the phone, you have to do this in person. And sometimes we get blindsided in terms of, I may think that I'm doing an excellent job, but at the end of the day, if I don't know how you are perceiving me, then I really don't know how my brand is working. So by the end of today's session, hopefully you'll have some strategies to really strengthen your brand and to go out there and start really kicking some business so that you can really get the benefit out of who you are. So just as I was saying, it's not your name only. Branding is more than your name. Yes, people know you in the community. That is one aspect, but too many times we rely on our name. Dhanraj, my name is popular out there, especially in the radiology community, especially as an HR, now here in Guam in the real estate community. But what does my name mean to you? You've seen me, you heard me, but have you actually had an interaction one-on-one, face-to-face with me, lengthy conversation outside of this one-way type format of a webinar? No. So my name has some value, but it does not have the overall value of my brand. We have to get to know ourselves better so we can strengthen and leverage who we are so that our customers can see that, what we want to portray, and then of course have that business comes to us. So it is more than a name, it is multidimensional, it is more than my face, it is more than your face, and it's more than the brokerage or the company, the organization that you represent. So yes, you may have Remax, Century 21, you may have Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, Property Shop, Empire, all these places you definitely are the face of. But at the end of the day, when I walk into any one of those brokers, or your customer does, how do you scream, pick me? How do you just have that air about you that your brand itself speaks for itself? So we can see that it definitely takes more than just one component. If you've been riding on, your brand is your company, then yes, that helps. You're the face of Century 21, Remax, whoever it is. But at the end of the day, who are you? Who is Veronica? Who is Jean? Who is Peggy? Who is Nicole? Who is Eric? All these people, who are you? You're not just under these brokers. That's one component of it. But somebody at the end of the day is saying something about you. And does that align with who you want to be? So what is the whole brand preference and how this is aligned to you? Well, we've seen it's more than a name. Tesla, Volkswagen, it's not just about their names. It's not just about your name, but the attributes. What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the industry as well as your customers? What image do you have if you're seeking commercial properties versus first-time homeowners versus luxury homes? Does that align with your image? How are you showing up? And what are you doing for your company as well as your clients? And also, especially with 21st century businesses, the social responsibility. What are you doing for your community? How are you showing up for your community? Is it just about money, 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 and let me help you sell or list your home? Or is it about connecting, not with just your clients, but the people in your community? What values do you exude in your behavior, in your mannerisms, in your advertisements, and the way that you communicate with people in your interaction? What values are you exuding, and what priority are your values in? And how are you aligning your values with the values of your clients? So these are the types of things you need to start taking note of. And again, if you've been to any of my classes, you will see that I'm very, very emphatic, especially on self-awareness and intro perspective, so that you're really taking the time to reflect on who you are, so that you, at the end of the day, you want who you think you are, you want to exude that. And too many times there's a disconnect. So what's the big deal? Okay, we've spent over 20 minutes now talking about branding. What is the big deal? Well, we know that branding does bring customers, and then customers is going to give us the lifestyle that we want, the freedom that we want. We want to, sell so many properties, list so many properties. We want to network and connect. So it is a rather big deal for us. And apparently you see the value currently because we have over 100 of you here. Now, I could argue that, hey, it's Realtor Month, we're getting credit, it's a rainy day, I can't go outside, it's social distancing. So you're here just because. But hopefully you're here because you see the true value in what branding can bring for your career. So really, the big deal is that there are a lot of people in our profession, whether locally, internationally, there's a lot of us. But at the top, there aren't too many. So when you bring your A game on, you now go out from the pool of commoners to now that higher elevated tier of quality personnel. And this is, you probably are already there, or you need that extra oomph to get you there. But the big deal is that you really need to bring your A game on. You can't be just like everybody else. And I'll show you the strategies of how you can strengthen that. So there's quite a bit of us on island. There are quite a bit of brokers around various villages. So when somebody is looking for our services, they have quite a bit of choice. So if I were to have a one-on-one conversation with you and ask you, why would someone choose you? Why would you want somebody to come and give you their business? Why would you want to support somebody in listing their home, in buying their home, and investing in a property? Why should somebody choose your brokerage? What makes you stand out? Can you easily articulate that? Do you know everybody around you well enough that you can articulate why you are unique? What makes people come back for more? What makes people refer other people to you? And a lot of times we don't know this information. We make assumptions. Well, I am good, so people are going to come back to me. They're going to refer others, and we just kind of, based on behaviors, based on other people coming in, based on how easy you're getting your customers, whether it's online, whether it's in person, you think that what you're doing is good. But when last have you actually sat down and done a self-assessment to see, really, how do you know that people come back to you because they really chose you versus they couldn't find anybody else, right? It could be that you had the right words. It could be that you had an ad that popped up right when they're looking. But at the root of it, what makes somebody choose you? Okay, yes. I'm making the point, why brand? So do you get the point now? Why does somebody come back to choose you? How do you stand out? Okay, well, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that when there are many choices, why we need to brand is because we want to be able that we can, if we are at the playoffs and there are 5 of us to be chosen from, how does somebody choose you? What have you created? Do you have a personal statement? Do you have a brand that resonates with your client? And when I say we're all at the playoffs and a client is choosing us, I don't want you to think about it in a competitive nature, that there are 5 agents and it's got to be just one. We speak specifically to our niche client. Who are you going after? Just as I mentioned, is it the investor? Is it the luxury home buyer? Is it the first time? Is it the family? Who is your market? Are you trying to get everybody and you're just clamoring for whoever is out there? And if you're doing that, then are you tailoring your strategy, the way you talk to them, the information that you give to them? Are you tailoring it to meet their needs? So I'll give you a non-real estate example so that you can see, because sometimes, you know, we're immersed in our little bubble here, that we forget what it is like to be an outsider, that is the buyer or the seller or the investor, somebody who's new to real estate, new to the transaction, that we forget. We've become such experts in our industry that we kind of forget how to connect with various people. So one of my careers, like I told you, is radiology. And I had a colleague that every time somebody came to an MRI, she will sit there, this is a patient, and she will explain the physics of MRI. Well, you know, you'll be in the scanner for 45 minutes, you'll hear some knocking noises, and these knocking noises represents when the electricity is going this way, and then we produce these images, and because of the fat water content, and she would have a 10-minute session because she felt that that was the way to connect with the patient. Can you imagine? Patients were overwhelmed. They're already scared of the MRI. They're going into this tube for 45 minutes. So that just made their anxiety worse. They're already disconnecting with her. She sat there thinking that she's spending time with them, connecting with the patients, but only to realize that there was only a select few, the people who are into medicine, the patients that are looking to get a career, change their career, they're just fascinated with the technology. Those people were the ones that truly appreciated that. So like yourself, when you're trying to just clamor for any client, if you become too focused or have a one-size-fits-all strategy for everybody, then you're going to lose that connection. You're going to lose the ability to truly make a mark or an impression on your potential client. So you can have you as a brand, you have your solid brand, but then if you want to target various audiences, then you need to be able to resonate with those various audiences. Yeah, my take on it is choose one and do that really well. But at the same time, I will also tell you, you can go and spread your wings, but just make sure that your strategy is refined to each of those market segments that you're targeting. So let's start looking at what is the benefits of a powerful brand. Because a lot of us, we think, yeah, you know, I have enough clients, my name is good enough, my brokerage, my company, we're well known, so I'm good. But to really take it up from good to better, we need to understand further the powerful benefits that branding offers. It adds value to who you are. It goes beyond, again, just representing your organization or your broker, and now it brings further value to you. When you're comparing apples and apples, you're still looking for which one is crispier, which one adds more value to you. So when we look at each other, what value do you bring? What value does your colleague bring? We all have different strengths, so we are going to expect that we all bring different values to our clients. So that could be in the way we talk to people, the way we connect with people. It could be just because we came from a certain brokerage, we already have that stature in, so that accentuates our value. But really, value is about boosting your reputation, really getting it out there. So that what? You give customers something to talk about, okay? So at the end of the day, what are they talking about? And through my last session, I asked you to go Google yourself. Hopefully for those, if we have some return attendees, that you've gone and done that. You've gone and probably polled people that you know. Tell me what you think about me. At the end of your interaction, you've closed a deal with somebody, you know, provide a survey. Get some feedback so you know what people are talking about. And it's okay if you had a not so good interaction. Why? Because that gives you the feedback so you can become better at it. We are all a work in progress, so don't be shy. Don't be afraid of criticism. Embrace it, because that is what you're going to take to make you better. And also, we want to make sure that what we are giving is what people are receiving. Because if we think again that we are, this specific brand out there, I'm well knowledgeable, I communicate well, I connect with people, and only to find people think differently of you, then there is a huge disconnect there and you need to fix that. So Googling yourself, getting feedback, just searching, on various platforms, social media platforms, to see what people are saying is critically important to you. And then we know that all this will bring us business. Business just naturally comes to us when we have a strong brand. People already come back for more. You reach for your favorite ice cream, you reach for your favorite product, you still have your go-tos. So similarly, people, when they buy their first home, they list their first home and they come back, or they want to refer somebody, they know who to go to. So the key points is that you have to remember you are a skilled product or service. You represent real estate. You're no longer representing yourself as a person. That is why you need to sell who you are. You need to connect, just like we see these other ads out there. You need to sell yourself. Before you can sell yourself, you need to know your brand. And that brand is what creates the differentiation between the person sitting next to you or the person in front of you. So brand differentiation is key to the success of your career, because you'll not only earn more, I'm not talking about the monetary side of it, but you would earn more stature, respect, you would earn more of that positive feedback. So overall, you're building yourself exponentially. So let's go to a quick poll here. I just want to find out how many people have a brand. It's just one question. You should see it pop up on your screen. Good job. About 50% of you already answered in under 20 seconds. That's awesome. Keep it coming. Got about 15 more seconds. We're right about the 70% mark there. Almost there, 10 seconds. Just about 15 of you more to answer. Okay, and we are closing the poll. So let's look at this. Let me share the results with you. You should be seeing, look at this, 22% of us have a very strong brand, and 49% of us are working with it, and 29% of us think, yeah, let's just go with the flow. Now, it would be really intriguing to have a round table in this and discuss it. What are really the pros and cons about it? I've been in the industry for so many years, I just go with it, and that may very well work, but we're really trying to up our game, to bring that extra oomph. And it could be, again, if you're satisfied with where you are, there's nothing wrong with going with the flow. But I'm glad to see that a lot of you, the majority of you, are working on it because you recognize that it can bring you that extra value. And for those of you that have a strong brand, it's even more important for you to truly go out there and see if your brand is indeed aligning with what your customers, your clients think about you, the reputation that you have overall. We're not just talking about 10% of the population. We're talking about consistency in your reputation. So for you, for those of you who have that strong brand, you really have to do a lot of self-reflection and connecting with what your customers or your clients think, and then what you are thinking that you are exuding in your brand. For those of you who are working on it, this is going to be a reiterative process. You have to keep coming back to it, building, and it's actually going to take some work, as I'll show you in a sec here. So what is your brand? For those of you who are working on it, for everybody, what is your brand? Right now, if I were to pause and have this big discussion on what is your brand. What are some of the words that you would tell me? If you want to share it with us, that would be great. If not, it's okay. But what is your brand? How do you stick out? What makes you unique? What makes you you? Do you know? Are you unsure? Do you rely on others to tell you what makes you unique? Do you rely on others to tell you what your strengths are? Do you really know what makes you unique? And how confident are you in that? Do you suffer with imposter syndrome because you think that you're this brand, but underneath you're really not feeling it? So those are some of the questions that we need to ask. Why? Because this is where we have that disconnect. If we're not truly understanding the brand that we're portraying, then we're not going to get the results that we see. And Len says his brand is adjusting to each client's needs. So Lance, let's keep that. We'll use that when I ask you to create your statement. But adjusting to each client's needs, thank you for that, Lance, is not so much more of a brand than it is a strategy. So your brand will be potentially, you're like a chameleon, right? You blend in. So again, how do you show that? How do I, if I just look at your picture, if I go to your website, if I see your business cards, how do I know that you're adjusting to each client's needs? How do I know that you're a good communicator? How do I know that you're knowledgeable? So these are the types of things when you say that this is your brand, the next question is, how does my client knows that? When they don't have the opportunity to talk with you just yet. So looking at your business card, looking at your website, how do you speak to them? A picture tells 1,000 words, right? Your words tell a story. So how do you connect with them? What are the values that you're portraying that you connect with them? So overall, Lance, that's very good. That's a good strategy. But what is the package that you're bringing that shows that you do adjust to each client's needs? So we'll break that down a little bit further here. So the key thing here, just like these peas in a pod, how do we stand out amongst everybody else? Not so much in a competitive mode, because we will see that as we build our brand, we need to focus just on ourselves. So how do we stand out? What is the first process? Identifying what you bring unique to the table. Lance says that I adjust to my client needs. Okay, so what else does that mean? Lance, if you want to continue along that, I can use that as an example. Theodore says, I found building long-term honest relationships of trust and friendship. So yes, again, that would be, you know, what you're doing, but what is the brand around that, Theodore? How do you connect? Are you empathetic? How are you portraying your empathy? Do you have in your business card, is it soft circles? Is it the font that you use? How do I look at you and know that I can connect with you? Jean says you need to have integrity and a personalized, tailored service to meet your client needs. Again, you guys are very strategic. We want to be down at the tactical level here. You're talking about your strategies that you're using, but what is your brand? Jean, so can you sum that up into your brand for me? Dominique says, my brand is I'm a go-getter, optimistic millennial with corporate America experience brought home. There, we're coming into it. That is it. So she will now use that to build her taglines, to build her personal statements, to connect with people. Right away there, I can see that her branding is focused on millennials. She also has some branding that she brings corporate business experience. And then, of course, she is a go-getter that I could potentially look at her and I'm going to get my house sold pretty quickly. I'm going to get my house, you know, the closing. I'm going to get that really quick just by looking at those few words. So that is where we're really getting into the, to refining your strategy. Very good, Dominique. Let's see. Len says, our clients and customers always come first. Yes, so you want to portray a customer-centric brand. So that would be if your focus, you will go the mile and beyond for your customers. And when I look at your picture, when I look at your background behind you, that should give some indication that, you know what, you will stick your neck out for me, that you will hold my hand through the scary process. That is how I want to be able to connect with you. I am a first-time home buyer. I'm putting 20% of the savings I just saved for the last 10 years of my life. How do I connect with you? How do I know that you're going to stick your neck out for me and make sure that I make not only the right decision, but this is a good experience for me? So the first thing, how do we stand out? Do you stand out by beating the competition? How many of you think that that is the right way? To stand out means that we need to beat the competition. So think about that. If you're beating the competition, what are you doing? You are looking at every move that they are making and then trying to be one step further. If you're doing that, you see yourself as a commodity versus somebody of value. Because if you're looking to beat the competition, you're looking at just their strategy and their tactics and what they're doing. You're not focusing on yourself. You're also looking at their strengths, which you may not have. So if you try to beat competition, then you may be doing yourself a disservice. So that is not the optimal strategy. And we will see here, during the Olympics with Michael Phelps, there was this iconic picture that's, of course, all over social media. And the swimmer who was neck and neck with him, he looked over to see where Michael was. And when Michael was questioned about that, he emphasized the importance of staying in your lane and doing you. You know your strengths. Don't look right and left of you what everybody's doing. Focus on yourself. Be better for yourself to serve your clients, to serve your business. Because at the end of the day, you are your own competition. You are going to stand out compared to others, but you're not there to beat them at their game. Because they sell 10 homes a month, you want to sell 12. You're just going to keep in this competitive level with them, not truly focusing on who you are. You're just there to outshine them without really seeing and accelerating your value for your clients. So at the end of the day, you have to train harder, work harder. For example, you're here, you're training, getting some background information on what you can do, and really identifying your strengths, staying in your lane and working your strengths and becoming really good at what you are doing. At some point, you are going to stand out compared to the competition, compared to your colleagues, but not everybody is going after the same market. Dominique is going after the millennial. I may be going after the millennial, but we'll have different strategies. There's a lot of people out there, so we'll connect with people on different levels. So how do you do this? How do you focus on yourself? Well, the first thing you're going to do, or the second strategy here, would be to discover your strengths. Do you know what your strengths are? I asked you just before, a couple slides ago, that do you rely on other people to tell you what you're good at? Some people may say, hey, wow, you're a good communicator, you're a good people person, you're a good strategist, or you're very creative. Have you thought of doing X, Y, or Z? So discovering your strengths is really important. And this may be an uncomfortable exercise for a lot of you because we're just we go with the flow. We don't stop to highlight the good out of what we have, of our experience. We tend to focus on our weaknesses. If I were to ask you all the things you don't like about yourself, all the things you can be doing better, we'll get that list a lot quicker than if I were to ask you, what are your top 10 strengths? What are your top 20 strengths? What are your top 100 strengths? And then how would you prioritize that? A lot of us, we don't spend time on this. So what do? Well, you first need to identify what a strength is. A strength is a combination of talent, skill, and knowledge. So if I don't have a natural talent for what I'm trying to be better at, for example, with your competition, then I'm not going to be good in that area. So for example, if I am not good at technology, it doesn't come easily with me. I'm not good at tinkering. I'm not good at, figuring out everything. My brain doesn't work as fast. Then that skill of being, having this digital presence and going online and all this would not be the strategy for me to connect with people. If my natural talent is that I meet somebody, I meet a buyer, a seller, and I can immediately understand their needs, their wants, and I can connect with them at that level, then that is what I will build on. My intuitive ability. that skill, I go and I build that up. So that is what I'm going to build my brand on. So your strength comes from that fundamental DNA of your natural talents. Then you'll go get the knowledge to support those talents. And at the end of the day, you'll have these skills that you can capitalize on. And these strengths are so important to us because it is what is going to really build or break our business. And we need to spend time to develop that. You can go online, you can find the Myers-Briggs strength analysis, the VIA character strengths if you're not sure how to identify your strengths. So you can answer a series of questions and they'll tell you the kind of person that you are and these are your strengths. So you'll need to take some time to assess that. So here are a couple that you could potentially be in alignment with. You're tech savvy, you're a people person, you're very good to attention to details. You walk into a home and you're able to see every detail, every issue that's wrong with the property. You're a good listener. You're listening to your clients, your buyers, your sellers. You're a comedian. You put them at ease. You're making them feel good. You know how to insert a joke. I am a terrible comedian, so that's definitely not my strength. You're a good mentor within your industry. You show up in your community. That people see you as that mentor, and they also associate that you are an agent. You know how to save a client money. You know a potential buyer who's coming in and they're really looking at cutting costs, so they want to to stretch their money. You're able to support that with them. You act with integrity at all costs. How do you do so? How do you let your clients know that you act with integrity and you're there to serve them? Are you a problem solver? Are you creative? When it comes to financing, is there some creativity there? That's one of my strong points. I feel like I'm very creative and I can offer that to my clients. I'm also a very strong negotiator. If you want to negotiate hard, I am your person to come to. I can get you what you want. I have a solid understanding of real estate taxation. You can explain that to your clients. You have access to an affluent natural market. So if that's you want to focus on luxury properties, then of course, use that strength and capitalize it. You're already well respected in the neighborhood because of your background, because of your family line, because of your business. So again, use that to your advantage, to your benefit of growing your business. You're multilingual, so there are many people that you can connect with in their language and give them that ease. People tend to be more attracted to people that share their life values, their cultural background. And if you are trying to get into the Asian market, the investors, then become a little bit more knowledgeable, so become more culturally competent so that you are able to speak to them in a manner that they would accept. And I'm not talking about language, but how they do business, the things that they want to hear, do they want to see business analytics? Do they want to see your CMAs? All these things that are really more important for one culture or the other. Again, capitalizing on that. What local knowledge that you have, and and especially I have gone out there and I have pulled a couple of people, and when I ask about real estate trends in Guam, I'm very, very surprised to see that a lot of people don't have this local knowledge. So again, if you're attracting an investor or you're attracting an off-island buyer, how are you bridging that gap? How are you the most knowledgeable person? If I want to invest here in Guam, if I'm coming and I really want to determine I'm here for a year, I'm here for 2 years, what should I do in regards to this market? You need to have that local knowledge so that you can support their decision. Are you charismatic? How do you communicate with people? If you have a hard time and you're not charismatic, you prefer to be by yourself but communicate via email, you feel that is as much connection that you would have, well then that may not be your strength, but what else do you have that you can capitalize on that makes that weakness or that lack of wanting to connect irrelevant? So when you outline your strengths like this, then you can build your brand. There's no sense trying to build a brand about a people person when you really don't like people. And it's okay not to like people. You can be in this business and not like people. You can be professional. You can be cultural competent. You want to help them, but you really don't want to be buddy buddies with anybody and form any long-lasting relationship. You are here to provide a service and do it really well. That's okay. You just need to identify that this is your strength and that's what you're going to use. You're not going to identify or at least misrepresent who you are. And the key thing here, and for those of us who feel that, you know, I wish or I don't, and I need to be like this, forget all that. You focus on what you're really good at, focus on your strengths such that your weaknesses become irrelevant. And this is from Peter Drucker. He's a big leadership guy. It can be used in so many different areas. But the key thing is that if you focus on what you're really good at, what you're not good at is not going to matter, because your clients are going to be drawn to what you're really good at. You're going to have a niche market. The next thing is select your skills. So you've gone through the identification of your strengths. Now you decide, okay, I'm going to, you know, I am really good at negotiating. So that way I'm going to work with buyers, right? But if you need to up your game, if you really need to learn more, that's a natural talent. We're going to add knowledge to it so it can amplify our skills. So you go and you see what is required. How do you determine this? Well, from your strengths, because you want to build that up. The other thing too is that you're looking at the industry. Right now we're going through a lot of changes in this post-COVID era, and analyze what is needed in the industry. So is it, as Lance was saying, is that need to be malleable and tailored to everybody's needs? What is it that the industry is requiring? Right now, the key thing is formulating relationships, building relationships like more than ever before. Evaluating what clients want. People are scared. People are concerned about their finances, their health. What next? I'm not sure about my job. So evaluate what clients require and tailor to their needs. You're able to connect with them, offer that local knowledge to support their decisions. And then based on what you see the industry and your client needs, you go out and you determine either you'll need to get this, you'll need to get a mentor. How are you going to get these skills? You're here for this class. That's definitely one way. And then when you determine the skills you need, it could be quite a few of them. I remembered when I wanted to be really good at sales, when I really wanted to be good at mentoring and teaching others, connecting with people, that to go and divide that into tasks. What is priority? I used to be super shy. You look at me, I will look away. I see you, I will walk away. I just didn't want to connect with anybody. Look at me now. This has been a work in progress. We need to have, to be able to connect with people, have a conversation. Super, super shy, unbelievable. But the last 15 years of my life, I have been building, identifying where I need to be stronger because of the clients that I want to serve, the populations, the different industries that I want to serve, and then breaking that down into tasks so that I can see, okay, yes, I want to help others. I want to get people, you know, into their industry of choice. I'm of course not talking about it into a real estate example, but looking and see how I can bring value to my industry. Who am I in the business world? Who am I in the real estate world? And developing my skills so that I can be the person that I want to be. And based on that, then you develop mastery. So for those of you who are new, for those of you who are still working on it, your brand is not going to come after this class is done. You're going to keep working on it, keep building those skills, keep learning, of course, and definitely amplifying what you already have. You're going to go back and polish it. So every time, every 3 months, every 6 months, when you kind of re-strategizing, look at your goals, how has this been going, where's your career going, then you can determine, are you there yet? Are you still climbing the ladder of mastery? And if you need to be more well-developed and rounded in a particular skill, where can you get that knowledge? Do you need a mentor? Do you need to attend more classes? Do you need a wider perspective? Just kind of expanding your real estate knowledge outside of Guam, learning about the Asia market, learning about the national market. So those are the things that would help amplify what value you bring to your clients. Then you have to evaluate your competency. When last have you sat down to really determine how good am I? Give you an example. Grandma has been driving for 50 years. Does that mean grandma is really good at driving? She's been driving it for 50 years. We think she's good. She thinks that she's good, but nobody has given her a competency assessment to say, yes, you put your indicator on. Yes, you parallel park. You know, all these checklists. Who goes through that with you? Do you do a self-performance evaluation? If not, that is something you should start at least twice a year so you can determine, are you truly competent in what you think you're delivering? You can get a mentor to help you, your broker, somebody that you trust in the industry, or it could be somebody outside of the industry so that they see you with a fresh perspective. Because when people are coming to you, they've had some experience or they may be new to buying, selling. So you want somebody who has fresh eyes on what you do. So they can look at you overall and give you some insights to really, do I think you're competent in this area? And it has to be somebody who's genuinely interested in your development and understands you to some extent. And of course, having that self-evaluation. And then where is the evidence of your mastery? We've seen maybe some people have a lot of letters by their name. They belong to different associations. There's a digital presence. So where is the proof? How do you stand out? So I think it was Dominique when she talked about bringing this corporate background to millennials. So where is the proof of that? If I were to look you up, how do I know that you're bringing years of this corporate knowledge to these millennials? So the proof is in the pie, right? You got to show that. Third, align with your professional goals. Who am I? You've identified your strengths. Now you identify who are you? Who are you going to portray yourself at? You know your skill sets, you know the direction that you're heading. So you need to align that, because especially for those of you who are part-time or have multiple careers, it's even more important that you align it with your real estate profession. And you do so by creating an awareness to others, being able to communicate that brand, making yourself visible in the market space. If you're Facebook or LinkedIn and Instagram, making sure that you're showing up and looking at what your clients need or your potential customers, so you can emphasize the key things that speaks to them. Okay, you look at your previous history and determine what is it that worked well for you that you're going to keep moving on, and what is it that haven't worked well. Why did you lose that deal to somebody else? Why did that buyer choose another client when they contacted you first? How come the seller went with somebody else? So look at your history, look at the things that you have done or not done, accomplished and not accomplished, and ask yourself why. So again, you know how to leverage your strengths. Maybe you were connecting with the market. Maybe Dominique is thinking that I'll go after millennials, but maybe she connects better with the corporate professionals, that when they're buying and selling their homes, because she can speak their language a little bit more. So looking at the successes and truly identifying what has worked and keep that. And then knowing about your target audience, not because I'm a certain age mean that that is going to be my target audience, or certain ethnicity, or that, you know, I have an affinity for a certain group of people, but look at and see again, what value do you bring? Tesla has their audience, Volkswagen has their audience, so does Mac and Evian. And when they are very brand conscious, they start talking about you, so you build that market segment larger and larger. And it's okay. We can have, I think, going back to Lance, it's like we can have a broad range of people, being like a chameleon and adapting to various populations, demographics. But if you had to choose one, who do you really connect with and why? Is it a select few? Is it the luxury high-end professionals? Is it the first-time home buyers? Is it the investors? Who else do you connect with and why? You can serve all these people, but where is your strongest brand? Same thing. Volkswagen connects with a bunch of people, but they're diehard fans for their product or their service. So who are your diehard fans, and why are they your diehard fans? Next, your marketing strategies. How do you market yourself? In the marketing world, we talk about push and pull strategies. What does that mean? That you're pushing your name out there, attracting people, right? And this is done through various ways: promotion, awareness, advertising, who you are, your attributes, your social responsibility in the community, your emotional connection. How do you portray your authenticity? What are you doing? Are you writing your blogs? Are you doing some videos? Are you out there in the community sharing information? How are you marketing yourself? And now, so especially in this, we've kind of morphed into this digital world. How are you going to market who you are in this virtual arena? One way to do that is start with your 3 little words. And this is where you're going to get your value. So just as Dominique, she started with her statement there, but really paring that down to 3 little words. What is the key statement that you're going to have for your clients? Mine is, I have 2, it depends on my audience. Excellence through perseverance. And that goes a long way for me. For me, that tells my clients that I will stick my neck out for you regardless. And at the end, we're going to have some good quality. And that goes across all the industries that I serve. Specifically, when I'm providing a service, and this came from my military background, I am honored to serve you. And I end my emails with that. I end my communication with that. I am here to serve you. I'm here to provide what you want me to provide for you. And we'll break that down in a little bit, but you need to have your 3 little words. How are you connecting? If I were to just see this, if I were to just see your 3 little words, how does that sum up who you are? So how did I come across, come about my 3 little words? Well, I looked at my history. I started in the military. I persevered through that. It was tough. I persevered through that. I came from the Caribbean my parents dropped me off into the US. Here, go fulfill your dreams. So I had to figure out that on my own. So I persevered too. When I look at my career, this is what got me through where I'm at, my perseverance. And I'm committed to excellence. I'm committed to delivering. I have a high work ethic. So all that, those 3 little words for me, sum up the brand that I try to create. And then in the connection with people, because like I said, I was very shy, how do I truly, genuinely connect with people? If you see those words, honored to serve you, seeing it may not be as, yeah, honored to serve you, okay, depending on how you read it, right? It can also be very gimmicky. But if I end my emails, and of course, it's how you articulate the email as well. If I end my first interaction with you, I'm very honored to serve you, and I will be here through thick and thin with you to get this project done. Whatever it is, I will articulate it according to the person and the industry that I'm serving. But what are your 3 little words? And how does that truly articulate value? And especially if you're doing videos and you're doing your blogs, how does that truly articulate overall who you are? And then based on your 3 little words, you are now going to create your statement. I help blank, and put a verb there. So like Dominique would be, I help millennials find their dream home. I help sellers do what? I help buyers do what? I help, you get the picture, right? So I help investors build their portfolio. I help first-time home buyers find their dream home. I help first-time home buyers fulfill their dreams. You know, get something that is powerful. So for those of you who have your established brand, what is your statement? If somebody were to ask you, what do you do? Do you buy and sell properties? Do you list properties? Do you offer real estate services? We need to go beyond that. So I'm going to put you on the spot now and ask you to create your brand. And we're going to do this publicly. So I'll show you what to do here in a second. And if you're feeling very shy to do this publicly, then you haven't created your brand as yet. Why? Because your brand has to be known to everybody. So don't be shy. I know you have potentially colleagues here who are in different brokerages who you are competing against, but don't be shy because everybody brings a unique brand. So I'll give you a few minutes to get to the website and to think about it. This statement is going to be refined, but the goal is to get you started. What do you do? I help millennials do what? I help my clients do what? I help what? Okay, so let's go to, here, menti.com, and you're going to enter that code. And let's get that going here. So the thing is not to be shy with this. This is your bold statement. This is who you are about. Don't worry about somebody taking anything from you or stealing a word from you, because at the end of the day, I read a poem to you, you read a poem to me, we sound different, right? We know the same poem, we know how to read. Our strengths are to articulate the poem, but we're going to do it differently. So go to menti.com, enter that code, and let's see, there you go. Your key statement has to be in that form, I do blank verb blank. It has to be in that form. It has to be a statement. Oh, I lost my page. So I think I only said it that you get one try. So if you did not do it in that area. So I care. Okay, again, I want to make sure you have your statement. I help my clientele plant roots. I love it. Yes. Okay. I help buyers sell. Come on, give me a little bit more oomph in that. That's a good start. I can help buyers sell too. I can help clients stand out, but how? How? I help create opportunity. That's it. Those two are very good ones so far. Let me share that with you. Look at those. That's I help my clientele plant roots. That is a key statement there. I am committed to quality service. I help people buy a home. Who is this people you're talking about? Is it millennials? Is it investors? Is it whom? Tell me who that person is. I deliver results. Deliver what kind of results? I help, okay, I'm finding a warm home. Okay, we need some oomph on that. You need to work on that statement. Okay, integrity. What about integrity? I am there through the end for you, for my clients. Okay, that is your statement. Finding a warm home. Just by that statement, does it sound warm? Do you think you will connect? We need to revise that a little bit. I have clients trusting in me. I am committed to quality service. I am committed to focusing on my client until closing. Yes, that is a key statement there. You're there talking about your client, so you are focusing on the buyer or the seller. So you can see that works for both markets. I help clients stand out. Stand out how? Helping families find a home. There we go. There you're already targeting your market. I know what type of market segment that you have. You help clients find the right place. Very good. And now your brand is about finding them the right place, because why? Your strength means that you're intuitive, that you know exactly when you listen to them and you sit and you hear their wants and needs. You have created this visual picture, because maybe you're a visual person, and now you can give them some choices so you can help them, especially a person like me. I want a bit of everything. So if I come to you, I can be comforted that, you know what, you're going to listen to all the things that I want, and then you're going to find me the right home. I am by your side through your real estate journey. Very good, Woo, that is excellent. I help my client to find a good home. Adela, I'd like a little bit more, I like to use the word oomph. Oomph with good. How can we replace the good? What is a good home? Because am I coming to buy a good home? Am I coming to buy my dream house? Am I coming first-time home buyer, just a good home? A good home is going to be my place of abode. This is where I'm coming to. Let's see, property to occupy for a long time. A little bit too bland. Let's work on that some more. I help clients get homes sold. Okay, then you build on that. Let's make your money work. I help clients make their money work. To me, that sounds like you are targeting investors. If that's where you're heading, then you're going down the right place. I have experience in real estate. Okay, we need to work on that one a little bit more, because what does your real experience mean? 2 years, 2 months? So you need to really bring that up a couple notches, because I have 15 years experience. Somebody may have 2 years experience, but remember, again, not because grandma has been driving for 50 years means she is good at it. So not because you are in the industry 50 years mean that you are on top of your game. We all have opportunity to improve. We all kind of get here just because we have clients, things work. But how do you really up your game at the end of the day? I help you embrace island living. I like that, because you know what? If I'm coming here and I see that on your website as your statement, I know if I'm looking to really have the island life experience, or I'm unsure that, I'm coming into a place with typhoons and I'm not sure the safety of my home, I am already connecting with you. I find high ROI realty. Now that is a very good one, okay? Now you don't want to just say I find, because it's no longer about you. What are you doing for your clients? I help you find, okay? So you're really showing your value to your clients. I help my tenant. What do you help your tenants do? That's the first part of it. What's the rest of your statement? I create a positive impact. What is that doing for your client? If I see that is probably a good one overall, but what is yours specific to your real estate industry? I help build a future. Incredible, very good. Your future could be for your investors. Your future could be for your sellers who are now pushing, they're going beyond. Sorry, there's an airplane. So they're looking now, they're probably maybe using this as a jump start to bridge their investment. I like that one. I help first-time homeowners. Yes, so if you know your strength, you know how to connect with these people, you know that their journey, you know what are the pain points of a first-time home buyer. And that way, when I see that, I know that I'm going to connect with you. I help clients achieve their goals. So let's up that again. What kind of goals? Are they looking for their home buying, for their investment goals? Are they looking to expand their portfolio? What goals are you looking at? I help my clients find a home. Okay, too generic. How do you stand out? What kind of home are you looking for? I help clients find their luxury home, their dream home, their first-time home, okay? Now, maybe you want to use I find a home because you're going, a little bit broader, but now I've given you some examples that you can see what it means to create your statement. Thank you for that. So let's continue on here. So after you've created your statement, work with me. You can also now develop that further for your advertising. Advertising, this is, a debatable topic. Do you or don't you? If you can do it very freely, low cost, in various platforms, but be cautious of your colors, your signature line, your tagline, exactly what we were working on. Make it memorable. Okay, we've seen some memorable ones just now. Now, what kind of colors are you going to associate? Because at the end of the day, people want to make sure that they're not going to find somebody who is just going to take advantage of them, who is just going to, they just want their business. So your advertising needs to portray that statement that you've just built as well as your strengths. Build that emotional connection. And if this is difficult for you, as it was for me, work on that. No fakeness. Don't try to puff who you are just because you want them to believe, you know, like that imposter syndrome. Be very genuine and connect with people. You know, many years ago, when people used to say, I'm so happy for you, I used to reflect on that word a lot. How can you be happy for me? You just met me. You're only doing business. How can you really be genuinely happy for me? What about me that you want to be happy for? So all these questions were swirling in my head, and I really never believed people who said, I'm really happy for you. And then I looked at it in that portion. If I were to say that to somebody, I want to say it and be genuine. So how do I say that and let somebody know that I'm genuine? So I started studying people. I looked at the formation of their eyes, their smile, their body language as they told me that. And then I understood how that made me feel. So similarly, when you're trying to connect with somebody, put yourself in their shoes. What are you doing? Does that really form a warm, genuine bond? Because some of us, we just don't have that natural, you know, feel good type of aura, which again, it's okay. That's not your strong point. Your strong point may be in something else. So, however, you can still maintain a level of genuinity. It may not that be you're connecting on a soul to soul level, but you know, sometimes you connect with people and you think, wow, you know, I feel like I know this person, is like their family now. Or sometimes you just connect with somebody and you think, wow, that was some really good service. So there are different levels of connection, but you just want to make sure that you're genuine with it. And every interaction that you have is a form of branding. This is why it is important for self-reflection. After every transaction, you can be driving, you can be sitting in the bathroom, and you reflect. What is it that went really well? What didn't go so well? What can I do? What did I do that I could improve on for next time? How did that make that client feel? How was the whole process? And be honest with yourself, okay? And one way to determine how you're connecting with people is look at how do you show up. Is it a chore? Oh my gosh, I got to go show this property. These people, they've been calling me like the 10th time. I got it every time. It's like, you know, some issue with this client. It's the client from hell. Is it a chore? Or even if it's a chore, are you still showing up and you're there for your client regardless of how a pain in the behind they are? Are you stressed because this is a part-time? You just left your job. You just left your family. How are you showing up for your people and how are you connecting? Are you complaining indirectly? Oh my gosh, you know, I hit that Marine Corps traffic and then I had this issue with my boss. I am so sorry that I'm late. But here, let's your dream house. There's no connection there, right? You're like, okay, all right, let's just go. I'm stuck. I feel like I'm stuck with you, so you're going to be my agent. And then do you often put your clients off, especially if they're not high priority for you? What is your mindset? And if you're saying that you're genuine and that you're there to serve your clients, is your behavior a little bit disconnected there? Again, be very honest. Number 9, leverage your social media. I'm not asking you to go out there and be a pro, but find a platform that you can leverage. The world has transformed many years ago when we became very globalized. We have a lot of back and forth from Guam, so it is a requirement for you to leverage social media. You don't have to pay for it if you're looking at your funds, but there are many platforms that you can use. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just, you know, networking, and then that way you can build off others. So an example of that is that if you find an influencer, let's say you are on Facebook or LinkedIn, okay? I know there's a couple people that I follow on Guam that's on LinkedIn for real estate. And if you're still new to the industry and you want to get your name recognized too, tag on to those influencers. Go comment on their posts. Go share things. Go find articles and share. Go write your experience on a blog. Put together a 3-minute video. You can do so many things to really amplify your presence on social media. And then if you don't have a clue about social media, you can go get a certificate or go get some training. There's a lot of free ones or paid services. When I started writing for different industries, I had to learn about SEO optimization, had no clue about it. Now I went and I learned, and I'm able to tailor my articles better for my client. So that way, when you are on these platforms, that you're using the SEO, the search engine optimization, so people can find you. When you're on Instagram, making sure that you're putting real estate agent in your profile, that when you're posting, that you're using keywords that people are looking for, including understanding the trending hashtags. And there's many sites that you can find trending hashtags. You can even look it up, what are the hashtags trending for real estate. So, and this way, when you have a social media presence, it allows you to build a relationship both ways, a bilateral communication versus just posting. You're connecting with people, you're connecting with what they want to hear, what they're feeling, and just getting, as you play in that space, that you're understanding your clients. If you're looking at millennials, what are they saying about real estate and property buying? And you can certainly do this on a professional and a personal level. And of course, you've heard me probably say this in the past, you can focus on multiple platforms, or you can choose one and get really good at it. The other thing you have to remember is what you post is not the volume. Content is good, but the quality is king. Write a couple paragraphs, connect with your audience, let them know how you serve them. Dominique, when you're saying millennials and corporate America, what about that? So if you can at least write a couple paragraphs, share something out there, or find an article that is in alignment, and share those things on your platform or your websites. And if you're still learning the ropes, join some groups and participate. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There are people that are willing to give their strategies and help you along the way. So if you cannot find that in your office or locally, or somebody that you feel that I'm just too shy to ask somebody who I know, there are lots of online groups that you can join to become better at who you are. And then the last one, number 10, make it easy for your customers to decide. When I see your brand, when I see you, when I see that statement, when I see the colors, the way you dress, your picture, when I see you in the community, I already have made my impression about you. And that makes it easy for our customers to decide. And that is all about brand awareness, brand identity, your personality, all rolled into one, that multi-dimensional. So the key points about your brand, it's not about how you see yourself, but about how others see you. So make sure you have that connection there. It's all about your reputation. And especially in this digital age, it is a requirement. If it's not your strength, find somewhere or some person that can help you develop that strength, because that is going to amplify your career. And remember, it is not about you. You remember where we say I find and I do? Make sure that it does not focus too much about you, but your clients. I help my clients find their dream homes. Not just I find properties high return value, but what is the connection with your clients? Make it about them. Everybody wants to feel special, and your reputation really is dependent on how your interaction is with them, how you made them feel, what the overall experience was. So make it about them. So some golden nuggets here I'll leave you with. Identify how you can showcase your best self through understanding your strengths. Don't focus too much on your weaknesses. Acknowledge that they're there, but highlight your strengths till your weaknesses become irrelevant. Stand out, not in a competitive way, but stand out so that we see your own uniqueness. If you have trouble, you're not sure, you're new to this, you're still working on it, find others who share the same value, build your tribe so others can help support you in this journey. They can provide you the feedback, test you with your competency. And remember, being human is really about having meaningful interactions. That's the core of who we are. So at the end of the day, it is really about building those interactions. Establish your credibility, social media, social responsibility, your credentials, all those things would establish your credibility. and demonstrate. Don't just talk about it. You remember at the beginning, I told you a lot of us have problems with execution. So demonstrate your value through your actions. If you say you're there for your clients, why does it take you 48 hours to respond to them or to get the offer letter through? Make sure that you follow through with your action. Elevate your social proof, meaning that if you are looking at the millennials, if they're going to be on social media platforms, then you need to up your game in that area. Otherwise, solidify your niche. Who is your target market? Is it everybody? And if it's everybody, do you have a specific strategy for each one of them? Or are you going after this market and really tailoring it to meet all their needs? And everything you do, your behaviors, your online presence, your writings, make sure you convey your message and your values so that people can align with you and make sure that they feel comfortable being with you. And just gain more confidence. You know, earlier on we talked about identifying your personal statement. Be confident in that. Make it known that you are here to serve your clients and you know what you're doing. It's not about bragging about your achievements, but creating a well-crafted package, you as the whole. Don't just have one area or the other be your highlight, your name or your broker or your business card. Don't let the font become more important than who you are and what you're saying. So don't just let one aspect drive who you are or be the face of who you are. It has to be that complete package. And you know, again, lastly, to make sure that people interpret your brand how you want it to be interpreted, look in the skills that you need. Don't be shy. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I've been doing this for so long and I need to go back and learn some stuff. No, we are constantly in progress, continuous improvement. We're dynamic. We're humans. Determine whether you need a digital presence and develop your content to suit. Get training like you are here, and make sure that you're continuously reiterating your brand every 6 months, every year, every 3 months. And you'll recognize this is a never-ending journey of discovery. You will change brands, you'll become better at who you are. Just make sure that you take control of it and recognize that it is organic, it's going to evolve. You can reach heights that you've never thought that you wouldn't reach. Don't pigeonhole yourself to one brand all the time. And lastly, your brand is the single most important investment that you can ever make in your real estate career. So with that, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. But before I let you go, we have one more little activity. And this here, we're going to actually draw some prizes. But listen to me carefully, okay? So you're going to go to this website. Once you get there, I want us to create some fun energy. And I'd like you to choose a really fun name so we don't identify who it is. So this is a way of me measuring your learning, measuring my effectiveness, as well as giving you something as a going away present for your participation. So you're going to go to this website, choose a fun name, make it super fun and creative. And we're going to offer a prize for first, second, and third place. Now, because you're going to have a creative name, make sure, and we're going to use integrity here, make sure that you hang on at the end when we're all done so that Miss Peggy can identify who you are. Okay, so go ahead. I'll get you the pin in just a second. So the objective of this game, so you know if you're ready, if you're in competitive mode here, is to read the questions pretty quickly. You have to be quick on the draw, so it goes by time and accuracy, okay? All right, so let's see if I get your pin here for you. Let's see, start, hold on a second. 29, there we go, 747. So we're gonna wrap this up. The site is kahoot.it. We can take, we're finishing up right about where we started. Petunia D, Dr. TF, Drippy, I like it. Green diamond. Wow, I love it. Unicorn. Lancelot Link. Mr. Perfect. Snazzy. Come on, we got some good players in here. This is going to be fun, guys. Queen Money. Yes, that should be your hashtag. Doggy Mummy. Kenny. Rose Child at Jilly W. Let's see, Space Cadet, love it. Your solution, oh my goodness, that's a good part of your statement there. Mama Bear, yes indeed. Shasta, big bucks, show me the big bucks. Okay, how many do we have? We have 50 players, all right. I'll give you a couple seconds here. We're getting close to wrapping up. Pickles and, what was that? Pickles and porcupine, where'd you go? Lightning bolt, Shaka, all right. The boy chip, bio chip? I think I said that right. News Bearer, home run. Okay, let's take this for a home run. We got about almost 75% of you. Those of you who have not joined, just sit back. We'll be in the audience watching, okay? Johnny on the S. I like it, Johnny. Superstar, pink. Flower power, look at you. Glowing Yeti, I love it. Natty, okay. Pedrosico. Dragon, all right, we got 65, let's go, let's start. I'm going to build your bird here, ready? Branding is about my name only. 20 seconds. Hang in there. 7 seconds, come on. 15 of you left, come on. 3 seconds. Okay, so branding is about my name only. No, it is multi-dimensional. Let's see who's in first place. The agent. Nice. Okay, hang in there. 10 questions. Identification of strengths is important to brand creation. Nicely done. 10 seconds. Almost there. 10 more of you, come on. All right, yes, identification of strengths is important to brand creation. Let's see who has remained. Agent is hanging on. Queen Money is coming after you. Let's continue. To stay on top, I need to beat the competition at their game. Four seconds. Yes, you need to focus on what you do, because if you try to beat the competition, what's going to happen? You're only going to be as good as they are. All right, let's see who's on top. Agent, you're hanging in strong. Queen Money, superstar. I need to perform a skills inventory only once. Yes or no? $11 seconds. All right, let's see. You need to do that continuously. And for those of you who are having trouble, don't worry about it, okay? We're here just to have fun. Okay, so yes, you do need to perform that continuously. All right, the agent, Queen Money is taking over. Let's see, superstar, Johnny, you're kind of knocked out there. 5 seconds. Yes, indeed, it is part of building your brand, who people are seeing you as when you're not in your element. So that gives them an understanding that, yes, what you stand for. All right, let's see. Queen Money, you're hanging on strong. Superstar, you're taking over from Johnny on the S. Johnny on the C, what is it? Branding is a reiterative process. You always have to keep working to strengthen it. Almost there, 4 seconds left. Very good, it's the only way. You gotta keep refining it. It's a reiterative process. Very good, let's see. Queen Money, did you stay on top? Everybody's maintaining their positions. 3 more questions to go. Having no brand is acceptable. Okay, let's see what happened there. That is quite true. It is false. Queen Money, oh no, the agent and Peanut. Where did Peanut come from? Okay, we got 2 more, guys. I'm committed to developing my brand and standing out. True or false? 10 seconds. Yes, you are committed. Okay, if you're not committed, we need to have further talk here. For the 8 of you, I'm hoping that you clicked the wrong button. You got nervous. Oh, Big Bucks Richie and Big D, where did you come out from? Got 2 more questions. It's taken over Johnny on the S. And Queen Money, what happened? My reputation is based on my clients' perceived value. Let's see, yes, okay, listen here. For the 13 of you, we need to have some further dialogue, okay? All right, let's see. Maybe you're trying to give somebody else a chance. Space Cadet, you've knocked out somebody here. Last question. Last question. Building relationships so a genuine connection is important to my brand. Oh no. You got kicked out, Liz. I'm sorry. Hang in there. Okay, that is so true. You have to build those connections. Okay, let's see who's the first, second, and third. Queen Money, you kept your 3rd place. Peanut, you came out of nowhere. And the agent, woohoo! All right, Superstar and Dragon, you got honorable mentions. Thank you. Let me take a quick snippet of this. The agent, Queen Money, and Peanut. Okay, everybody, so that brings us to the end. I got a couple announcements for you real quick. Let me just take a picture. Those of you who have gotten your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, make sure that you share it with Miss Peggy. And then lastly, there is just one more poll for you to answer before you leave today. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your attendance. I hope that you gained some valuable information today. Let's go into polls. Last question, five questions, so don't be running off just yet. Miss Peggy, if you need, what's going on? Relaunch polling. Maybe I'm unable to do so at the moment. Well, I don't think that's going to work, so we will just end it there. Miss Peggy, do you have any closing announcements? Those gift certificates as a result of the winners here, courtesy of Bars Platinum sponsors for the year, ANZ Guam, and Security Title. If you didn't get a chance to play it, don't be too bad. At least your colleague won, okay? All right. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate your attendance. And I'm here if you need to ask any questions. If not, I will pass it over to Ms. Peggy.
Thank you, Nicole. That was a very interesting talk. That was certainly very helpful to all of us, I think. That's valuable in every aspect, I feel. So thank you for that class. As for our winners, what's this? The first one is Queen Money, am I correct? Or the third place?
Let's see, Queen Money got third place.
Okay, so third place, Queen Money. And then we have Peanut, second place, and the agent. So if you could kindly send me a text at 689-4271, 689-4271, to let me know your name so we can contact you on how to retrieve the gift certificate, again, courtesy of our platinum sponsor for the year, ANZ Guam and Security Title. Thank you so much. And
then
for
we
this,
have,
yes.
Excuse me a quick second, Peggy. So in the meantime, as Peggy is wrapping up here, the end of class surveys in progress, please take, just another minute of your time to complete that.
Thank you, Nicole. Also, I would like to let everybody know that for the remainder of the week, we will be doing raffle prizes for our CE class. So make sure that you participate until the end. We will do the raffle prizes at the end. Lastly, for those that have not participated for the mandatory COVID-19 training, we are starting it tomorrow. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The registration link has been sent already, and we did again another sent this morning to include reminding everybody of the nomination deadline at 5 p.m. today. In that bulletin, we also included the 27th, 28th, 29th registration links for you to be able to participate on the mandatory COVID-19 training. That is no fee, no CE, and no quiz. So if you have any questions, please contact GAR office. Again, thank you all very much. What a wonderful start of the week, Nicole. Great class.
Awesome. Okay, thanks everybody. Have a good, productive week. And go out there and build your brand or strengthen it.
Enjoy your Monday and the rest of the week, folks. Stay safe.
Okay, bye. Peggy, I'm just gonna let that poll run. People are still answering, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for everybody's attendance. Jonathan, you're the agent. Awesome. Queen Money. Jellica? That's awesome. That should be your hashtag, yes. Okay, let's see where the poll is at. Okay, great. So I got, Peggy, let me just save the results for you and then you can end the meeting, okay?
Yeah.
Let's see where did it go? Hold on. Friends survey. Oh. Hey, Peggy.
Yes.
Did you see that somebody was able to share their screen? How did that happen?
I'm not too sure. That's one of those things that I always wonder how
Did
it
you see
happens.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where that came from. I'm glad I caught it quickly.
And sometimes it out of the blue, somebody gets added to the host, which really baffles me.
Yeah, that was weird, but